You thought Dragavan would go up against a top 6 player in the world and he wouldn't pick Abbasid? Come on. That's right. AOM player over here on the HRE. What a filthy spammer. This is one and only Wham. That's right. The Canadian bro. On the other side, we've got Dragavan, who you guys may be becoming more and more familiar with. We've featured him more and more on this channel. Dragavan is quickly becoming one of my favorite people to watch because he's just so weirdly different. Although everything tends to gravitate around the same thing when he picks this Civ. It's the Abbasids. We've seen him do some proxy bases. We've seen him do clown carrying siege towers. Would he do it against not only one of the best players in Age of Empires right now, but would he also do it against one of the fastest moving infantry civs in the game as well? Surely there's no way. Well, that's what I'm here to find out. Is it wrong? Is it potentially biased that I'm sort of fingers crossing, hoping that he does? No, dude, that's just entertainment value. I have to let the game get a little bit deeper, though. Opening-wise, Sheep Count is going to be sitting pretty decent for Wham, actually. Ends up getting 10 sheep so far. He's still got a giant area to cover. I kind of find it interesting how often I see this from players where they don't actually go the full distance to check the corner. Sometimes these corners can have up to 4 sheep in them. So kind of weird that Dragavan pulled back like that. If you don't see the enemy scout, just keep on going is my motto. Especially when you're playing a Civ that doesn't really need to come back so soon. But I think, you know, these players, they've been playing a lot of Gorge, right? Like you see it worked out on Wham's side where he missed out on 1 sheep, but, or 2, sorry, but he like wasted a lot less time going all the way around the back. So I assume there's a logic behind this. It's probably because of the tree lines. That if they go a little bit too deep, they're going to have to circle all the way around, and they're going to burn an extra 10 to 15 seconds on the rotation. What's the tournament today? We're going to be checking out the Mutez Reverse Showdown. It's going to be a tournament where you pick civs for your opponent. So you're ban civs away that you don't want to play, 3 of them in fact, and then your opponent will pick 2 civs for you to choose from to play. Military wing now coming in, so we'll get that initial pressure. I'm not really convinced that military wing is the way to go for Abbasids against HRE now. Old HRE maybe, because you forced outposts to defend, right? But new HRE, where they're playing long feudal, I actually think military wing is a bait. It doesn't really give you any value point if you think about it, right? You get 4 units, congratulations, firm handshakes. Your opponent's going to build archers anyway, so you die. Then his archers come and harass you, and all of a sudden you're now the guy who needs to build an outpost. Right? Because if you try to play a long feudal now with neither of these wings, you don't have any real eco upside. Golden Age 1 isn't there yet. By the time it is, your opponent doesn't care. He's already going to have a 40% gathering speed buff to 15. So yeah, a little bit of a weird choice. We'll see what Dragavan has in mind. I'm actually a bigger fan of maybe even the eco wing and 2TC. It sounds kind of wild. You have to be careful because if you get caught doing it, your opponent might fast castle. The alternative is a fast castle build yourself. I'm just not really sold on that either, considering the tools HRE have. Trade would be an intriguing choice. I don't know, man. The more I kind of think about it, the more this is just a really awkward matchup for Abbasids, right? Then again, this is insanely greedy out of Wham. He Arkin drops the stone. Now, this is going to be a very efficient grab on a TC, right? Because he's actually got a drop-off point for the wood and the stone here. And eventually he's got a fantastic spot for farms because there'll be no blocker at all. But in the interim, this is very dangerous. And also what you've just done is you've told your opponent what you're doing. Right? Like, there's no alternative play here. You can't fast castle now because your gold isn't buffed on the Arkin. Dragavan, what are you up to? Wait, is he's doing... Oh, no! He done what we wanted, but he done it, and Wham knew it was coming. He sensed it. He scouted the right area. Now, the crazy part is, despite these shenanigans from Dragavan, note that Wham has not shied away from the second TC. That is still the goal he's going towards. He's gathering the stone at a stupendous rate. He's already got the wood required. The crazy thing about Arkin that you're going to see here is, like, the time it's going to take Dragavan to do anything with these archers is going to make it kind of irrelevant. Like, worst case scenario, you're forcing Wham to drop a TC on the wood line, right? But that's great. On the wood line, fantastic, thumbs up. That means we can just go into archers. One problem that you might have here is he's not going to have the primary wood line buffed. So he's going to have to consider trying to sneak in on the trees here. Instead, it's going to be on the gold. Okay, so we're fast castle now, right? Yeah, this has to be fast castle. like when you drop on the gold like this, at least got the berries as well protected, but I'd be surprised now if Wham tries to engage. Because he can't gather the wood here, right? The primary wood line's not going to be buffed, so anything else kind of feels like you're behind. Now, the interesting part is Dragovan could go for a second TC himself, but I think he's focused on an all-in now. Second archery range gets dropped even close to the enemy base. Archers are going to move in, but unfortunately, with just 3 of them, although you can force some idle time, maybe get 1 or 2 kills, you shouldn't be able to stop the TC from going up. First blood drawn. Dragovan finds himself 1 eco up, but 1 TC down. Wham. The problem now for Dragovan is all pressure is on him to deliver. Lumber Camp has been dropped. It looks like the Prelate has shifted over, right? Because he's not buffing anything here. Actually, that's not true. He could have buffed the food, but now because you've got this TC on the berries, you're probably just going to have most of your food gathering happening here. Because it looks like, actually, we're not just going to get a fast castle build. And for good reason. He's doing it again. Dragovan has deployed the clown bus strategy. Actually, it's not a bus. The bus has more capacity than a car. The clown tower is on the move. Let's just put it that way. He's doing this against one of the best players in the game. There's no way. I mean, if it works here, it's going to get nerfed. TC Garrison, villagers actually just have to torch down. Dragon's trying to get cheeky and get those snipes out, right? So anyway, he's doing damage, remember. This is a poor man's Tower of the Sultan. You have to come outside to use your weapons. So 2 worker kills so far in the game. So this dive has only killed 1 worker, but it has idled a lot as well. I'd argue that the idle time has been worth it, because if you think about it, the amount of gathering he's missed out on, what did you spend for this? 125 wood, and it's still alive. Still got almost half its HP. Villagers are going to pull out. Torches to try and take it down. Archer's going to stand their ground now. And Siege Tower is going to get lost. A few more kills gained for it, though. 3 more workers going down. Yeah, I think the thing I didn't like about this, and you saw the issue there, right, is like Dragovan, he had the spearmen inside, not just archers, which means he didn't have enough to kill very quickly or very efficiently. And now, although you have been a pain in the ass, Dragovan, you now find yourself in a situation where the HRE are on their tree line. They do have prelates that can buff them up somewhat. And they are 2 TC versus still what is only a 1 TC build for Dragovan. Blacksmith coming in, though. Steeled Arrow will be coming through soon. The question on all our minds is, if at first you don't succeed, do you give up and go home, or do you try again? He's got 20 people on wood. I'm pretty sure he's going to try again. And who wouldn't when they got this many archers? 2 archery ranges delivering quite a bit. Does he just go rounds instead is the bigger question mark now, right? You get more troops inside, so it's more easy to guarantee a 1 hit, and also it gives you a way of trying to break the TC. Against other civs, yes. Against the HRE, no. Because the E-repairs, right? It would take way too long. Build 2 towers? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You want him to micro that much? I have said this, by the way. There's going to be a micro god that comes into AoE 4 that can actually micro like 3 towers perfectly. Like some sort of juggling god that will just make everything look broken. Because the reality is, like, if you're going to have multiple towers going on, it's very hard for your opponent to react, right? The reason why, although this looks absurd, is somewhat controllable is because so far we don't have a person who does that, right? It's always 1 clown car. I am waiting for the day that we get the triple clown car lord. I guarantee if this catches on, Marine Lord will be the one to try it. Double ram garrisoned. Time for the party. All right, we've got the 2 clown car juggler. Now this is bold. We said because the E-repairs, this is not going to be an easy kill. Archers immediately begin to snipe out. Villagers are going to have to be pulled here. Archers begin to snipe down. Textiles is at least in, so it makes it much harder to kill. And the torch commitment is coming through. Wow, I'm looking to just break this down quickly. But it's going to cost him. Archer Mass favors Dragavan right now. In fact, he's done playing the Clown Car shenanigans. He stands his ground. E-repairs yet to be used, but the Archer count now so low that I don't know how you kill these Rams, especially when you're attacking the Archers. 24 to 10. Dragavan, a little bit overzealous, needs to hop back in his car and drive home. I don't like this, by the way. This Ram should have been pulled further away so the Archers can't focus fire it down because he's about to lose one of his defenses. But Wham, I mean, he's got all this wood but no food. He needs to rush on the food right now because he's running out of Archers fast. Dragavan, this is pretty bad, actually. He's ran away from the Ram. All he needs to do is camp in it right now. In fact, the one way he loses this is if he keeps running around the TC. Needs a second Ram built as well, to be honest with you. Archers are trying to sneak in towards the wood line, but that's simply not going to work. Dragavan, back to the shenanigans. This is going to get fixed. It has to at this rate. This is absurd. The amount of Archers is killing here. The villagers are having to be pulled again. Dragavan with the second wave coming in, though. TC almost destroyed. In fact, it looks like it's guaranteed to go down at this pacing. Wham! Can he get the repairs just in the nick of time? 10 HP left, but now behind on economy. Dragavan, however, has burnt a lot on this. He's got no Ram to hide in. So close, yet seemingly so far. For all that effort, he has only dented Wham by 5 villages. The Canadian survives. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a misplay by Dragavan. He spent way too much time walking around the TC for no good reason. He should have also pulled back the injured Ram behind the full health Ram. Those were his big mistakes. He seemed to just assume that Wham was out of food for long enough. But as we saw between the sheep, between the berries, and clearly because Wham also picked up some protein works, he had plenty of food to get him through the night. And now things are going to take a turn for the worse. Dragavan burnt a lot on that push. He's trying for the horseman switch. We've seen this before. It's proven to be super effective. Is it going to work again? Can the biggest My Little Pony fan in Scandinavia pull it off against the Canadian? Will Wham even sense it? It's the bigger question mark, right? He's only on archery ranges right now. The issue with this horseman, you need to get so many to end the game, right? Because trying to burn this down with a torch being what it is and the E-repairs being as ridiculous as it is just isn't really feasible. Now, Undermesh is at least on the way. And Dragavan is going to be adding in Rams to assist this. So I imagine the idea this time is to garrison the Rams with horsemen. Oh, that is actually diabolical. Because think about this realistically, guys. If Wham wants to kill the archers when they ungarrison, you need to be closer. That's the kind of crazy thing about this strat. The only chance you have of sniping these archers is if you're close enough to hit them as they're shooting you. Otherwise, they'll re-garrison, right? So Wham might try and move closer to them now because of that. And if that's the plan, and Dragavan just fills one of these full of horsemen, that will be GG. This is so sick. This is actually disgusting. This kid's a genius. Horseman count up to 14. Wham, the problem as well is he doesn't have a scout, right? The scout died, so he doesn't know what's coming. The clown car bait. No, Dragavan. Dragavan. No. No, 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 no. Go in the ram. In it. Nah, I just sound like a Brit from the streets in it. Oh, no. He's going to run in just to the horseman anyway. I mean, this will still work on the TC, but he actually could have just insta-ended the game with just the horseman hidden inside the ram. E-repairs hasn't been triggered yet. Undermesh is in, so these horsemen are ridiculously tanky. Archer's trying to focus fire them down. Horsemen aren't going to commit. E-repairs has been triggered. Housing also might become a problem for Wham soon. The horseman into the base, and I think he made a mistake here. I don't think he has enough horsemen here yet. Right? No. No, this works. This has to. It's 20 horsemen in total on the map. He just needs to reset. He's jumping the gun, but he gets the space. TC is definitely going to be going down. In fact, if you just climb inside these rams, you won't even take any return damage. Town center about to die. Wham! Only 2 villagers ahead in this game. Dragavan lost 10 horsemen in that charge, though. And what now? Like, okay, Dragavan, dude. I usually talk about the difference between a strategy and a tactic. I feel like, in a way, we're seeing that here. Like, Dragavan has a strategy in mind, and the strategy is, I'm gonna clown car him. But he's doing tactics within that, right? Like, where is the win condition? What is the win route here? Maybe if Wham runs out of his base like this, it could be way, though. The problem is with the marching drills, it's so difficult to run past these targets to pinch them. I actually think Dragavan needs to be trying, though. He's just not getting any value out of this, right? Like, he's stabbing it down, but the melee count isn't getting on top of this. This is getting expensive. 16 horsemen diving in. 26 archers remaining. Triple archery range production as well. Archers diving through. Dragavan needs to get around the back of the formation ASAP. Nice use of the archers turning onto the textile villages. Horsemen keeping those archers busy. It looks like it's going to be a good trade now. Is it going to be enough, though? Dragavan starting to stockpile a bit of resources, but immediately recommits it. The horsemen are about to have a problem. Spearmen now on the way. And folks, this actually might be the point where it starts to fall apart. He needs to get as much value right now before the counters come out. Horsemen targeting down the villages. Archers dealing with the spearmen, and he's done it. He's broke him. GG comes out. Dragavan, the second wave in, guarantees it. I cannot believe this. The clown car is crawling up the ladder, and it may be coming to a tournament near you soon.